We have breaking news from Cuba. Let's listen.
Energy towards the system and consequently strengthening. This morning we were interacting and we saw the superior part of the eye at La Coloma in the municipality of Pinal del Rio, and 48 minutes was this territory affected, and so this is a signal of movement on this side of the Cuban territory. So it finally entered Pinal del Rio with 205 kilometers per hour wind, which rendered it Category 3 hurricane, very close to Category 4 in the scale. We can see here the areas of strong rains, storms that have been affected the western part of our country, but not only Pinal del Rio, but also the side provinces that have to be on alert still. We can notice a reduction of pressure. So at about 8 o'clock, the winds were still maintained at 205 kilometers an hour, but the central pressure had been reduced to 950 hectopascal. And it continues to become stronger. And given the position of the area of Pinal del Rio being so narrow and with low elevation, 800 meters at the most, these are not elements that will contribute to a weakening of the system. It's going to come out into the Gulf of Mexico with a very good structure. So we can see here the northern part of this eye coming out of Pinal del Rio, quite close to Puerto Esperanza in the municipality of Viñales. So it's going to move forward and become stronger around 9 o'clock. And that eye at that time will already be out of the Cuban territory, but the damage will continue, especially in the west and central regions. We have reported strong rains, 108 millimeters per hour in the location, in certain locations in Pinal del Rio. So these accumulations will continue. It would also be raining hard in Artemisa, in Mayabeque, and also in the province of Havana. This is going to continue, and gradually it will become smaller and smaller, and it will move on Tuesday and Wednesday towards the Gulf of Mexico. We are seeing bands associated to the hurricane that will contribute to the conditions, so we'll need to focus on the strength and pressure. Likewise, hurricane winds that have been hitting Pinal del Rio with winds of over 130 kilometers an hour and gusts quite above that speed. We have measured 208 kilometers an hour at one point. So this is going to continue during the early hours of the morning and the afternoon, because the eye is still on land in that territory, and until it doesn't move away from it, we will continue suffering the winds with tropical storm and hurricane storm hitting Pinal del Rio, but also other parts of the island. We will be witnessing sustained winds of 75-80 kilometers per hour. So this will be the effects the Cuban population in the west will be associating to the path of this hurricane, Category 3, but almost on the verge of Category 4. As to the sea, we have been receiving information of floods, moderate floods in the Isle of Youth and also in Pinal del Rio. This is going to continue in the coming hours, and then we will be feeling the presence of these in the Gulf of Mexico, so the north coast is going to be hit quite soon. This is what I have so far.
And we had live information from the Cuban Meteorological Institute, where meteorologist Aylin Justiz provided an update on the evolution and future course of the Hurricane Ian. Ian is close to Category 4 as pressure has downgraded, which represents a danger as the storm can intensify. The hurricane also shows a slow motion towards north while over Cuba's western region. It is also expected heavy rains in Mayabeque and Artemisa provinces. Also, high tide is expected given the strong winds. Let's go to a short break now. Stay with us.